Okay, now I discuss uh, my journey um into understanding what consciousness is. Um, this journey started for me um, just after my troubles. I had to sit down and start to think logically, because obviously uh, I'm a person that reasons. I don't really uh, do the hysterics thing much. um, so after the troubles around 2000, if when I was listening back to my earlier music, I was actually concerned with the question of consciousness and what it is. And the question which I posed has yet to be answered. Um, I wanted to know how it's possible for an individual consciousness to actually perceive what my consciousness is seeing, yeah, when it's not the Almighty, yeah. Recently I've been looking into another scientist that's actually been doing a lot of work on this topic. I've just recently caught onto his videos. Um, Don Hoffman or something like that, I can't remember. But he's done a lot of work, but it still doesn't explain my question, But basically, um, to surmise, because I'm also religious, but not mainstream. So, consciousness appears to be in superposition. The global consciousness system is in superposition, and when it realizes itself, when it becomes conscious of itself, it collapses into our individual conscious minds. So it's in every conscious mind at the same time. And since conscious matter and non-conscious matter are related or created once there's a wave function collapse of the general consciousness system, yeah, he's in all living and non-living things at the same time. Yeah. So the question still remains for me: how is it possible for these people who target me to be able to understand, to see, to realize what I'm realizing, yeah, at the same time when they are? I'm not even sure that they know how. Yeah, this is how I went into that Mayan apocalypse. It's something that happened to them, but I'm not really sure that they understand how to do it. They just know that it happens. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But it puts me at a very big disadvantage when competing with others, because my consciousness, my plans, whenever someone does something to me, what I intend to do about it is seen. So I can't plan. Yeah. I just need to, and the way I play speed chess, I just need to do what fits the situation at that time. Yeah, no planning. Yeah, so it's like if you see an object coming towards you, yeah, you catch it. Yeah, because that's what you need to do at that time. You don't plan to catch it, you just catch it. So I'm more instinctive the way I do things, and that's when I started going into speed, trying to be quicker than the eye. Because my theory is, if I'm quicker than what my eye can see, yeah, then whoever is seeing through my eyes, yeah, is not gonna be as quick as me. Yeah, you see, where I can drop that, scratch my ear, and catch it before it drops. Yeah, yeah, you see what I mean? You could play that back in slow motion. I couldn't see my hand moving. Yeah, but I dropped it. I didn't throw it. I dropped it, touched my ear, or near enough, and caught it before it dropped. So I had to learn how to be quicker than what my eye can see, because if they're seeing into my eyes, when it comes to fight time, yeah, most of these people will turn up with a girl or another friend. Yeah, he'll be sitting there seeing into your mind, telling him what you're gonna throw. If you're gonna throw a left or right, he's gonna be telling him what you're gonna throw. So you got to be able to not plan it and throw it when it needs to be thrown. Yeah, bang. Yeah. I didn't see it and it was too quick for the camera, but I saw it after throwing it. And then you have to remember seeing it. Yeah, so that's how I became have the fastest hands that's ever been recorded that's out there. Yeah, threw 640 punches in a minute. Yeah, some people claim to have thrown 900, but when you look it back and you count it, it's 600 and something. So I've got the fastest hands ever recorded. Yeah, in terms of throwing punches. Yeah. So things like that I had to adjust. Yeah, because until I answer that question, how is it possible for another conscious mind to see what my conscious mind is seeing? Yeah, realize it, to see my take on life as well as his when he's not the most high. Yeah, this is an illegal operation. Yeah, why is that happening? Yeah, I couldn't understand that. Yeah, so I looked at what's his name, Don Hoffman. Yeah, where he's talking about conscious agents. And I did have an episode where I was sleeping and I woke up when my hands were crossed. Yeah, one hand was grasping one side of the duvet, the other one was grasping another hand, and part of me wanted to, remove my duvet. Yeah, and the other part wanted to keep it on, but I was sweating, so I was like, okay, so one part's trying to remove it, one hand's trying to remove it, the other one's trying to keep it. I'm like, what's going on here? So those are two agents. Hoffman talks about this. Apparently they had a situation where they contest that there's two different beings in you. The left-handed one is different from the right-handed one. Yeah, and they can have different beliefs and different views and different desires and different aims. Yeah, and obviously he understands consciousness in a way that I like. I like the way you can say that basically we merge consciousness, but then what emerges consciousness, and what is the need for consciousness? The need for consciousness is simple. It's just to warm the organs and also to create the interface. That's its job. Yeah, so it needs that as part of the fitness that he describes. You can go look him up. He's very, very very important to us, although he's not a targeted individual and is moving in a different direction, but his research is very, very important to us. Eventually people like him will be the ones who discover things that will set off ideas in us that will help us come up with solutions. So I look at the scientific aspect of what they believe consciousness to be, and that also helps me as a targeted person. Yeah, so I need to know where people are and what because I can't afford a laboratory, otherwise I'll be doing these tests myself. So most of my tests are just I know this is gonna cut out because I can feel the heat in the room. It's like some microwave gun being zapped in here. So most of my talks are about thought experiments that I can never carry out. Might be carried out by people like that, I don't know. So but basically the conscious agents, yeah, maybe one of these people's conscious agents is is like an external agent that sees into other people's minds. Maybe that's an agent of consciousness that we haven't really defined or found out the nature of. Yeah, so I like the idea of conscious agents and the global consciousness system, but it's heading towards, but no one's still explained or given me an answer to the question I posed. How can an individual's consciousness be able to realize what another individual's consciousness is doing? The fitness need, yeah, could have caused that in consciousness. When somebody comes up short and they can't compete with someone, and their consciousness devises a way of getting to parity of